Oh, that is so cool. For the Chilkat, an indigenous tribe from the Pacific Northwest, art isn't just a means of expression, it's a way of preserving history. In this segment, we meet a Chilkat weaver who tells us about her people's history through masterfully woven designs.
Okay, how about they get their trail?
The reason why I weave, it's like no other medium that I've ever worked in that connects me to the past and the present and the future. I take the fiber from an animal and a plant. And I weave them into these ceremonial robes. And in so doing, it is the act of the weaving that puts me in touch with all that there is. And it's the wearer who feels all that power and energy. Our art was depicted in everything. And that was a way to portray, our identity, where we came from, since it was a matrilineal society. But also it was our written language. We wore our history in our regalia. We still wear it. We didn't have a written language. It was all oral, translated, passed on from generation to generation. But with the oral history, there was always an art object that went with every story, that went with every historical event. The stories come from everyday life, whatever happens, whatever it is that you want to preserve for future generations. We want to tell the people where they're from, what happened, how did they come to be where they are. It's not just livelihood, it's part of retaining history. I call this piece Resilience. And it's Resilience Chilkat Robe. And what that is, it's a visual document of the ability of a people to adapt to outside forces that came into the culture. In that image, you'll see the foundation of our clan system, the eagle and the raven in the center. And then there's the outside influences. Within the eagle and the raven, you'll see the Alaska Native Brotherhood, A and B, and the ANS. And these civil rights groups gave flight to the rights of the indigenous people. And then at the bottom is the tail. And what that represents, it's the Sea Alaska Heritage Institute logo. And they are now the present day rudder as far as helping to retain and perpetuate the Native cultures in present day Western society. Resilience, the ability to adapt so that we continue to thrive. I keep stories alive because there's always something to learn. And even when the stories are repeated over and over and over again, and you hear them, 20 times in your life or 100 times in your life, right? You, at that stage in your life, you always get something else out of the story.
There they are. There's Louis.
Hi.
Yeah. Look, little socks.
Go get Shane
Little
over here.
socks. Baby socks. Oh. Go down. You can go see him.
When we tell our stories, they are